All right, hello everyone, and welcome as we get back into the swing of things as we're going to launch our new Conquest of Hyperborea campaign. My name is Trevor. I am the forever DM and runner of the channel here. It has been a hot minute since I've run a game. We did get to do a quick prologue story last week with Danny's character to kind of kick off the rust a little bit. But we are super excited to be jumping back into Hyperborea, which is my favorite of the OSR old school D&D games. So as we're going to kick off tonight, there's a few things I do want to do. If you are unfamiliar with Hyperborea, it is based off of the writings of Clark Ashton Smith, which is a great book. This book I recommend. It's a little expensive because it's out of print, but you can also find other books like this one, which is the Penguin Classics. This one you can find on Amazon. It's a bit cheaper. I also do want to do a plug and shout out to if you're not reading the Conan the Barbarian Titans comic, it's really, really good. So that's some inspirational reading for us. But before we jump into Hyperborea, let's talk about Danny. So Danny, introduce yourself. Tell us about your character, which was introduced in the prologue. We'll do a little bit of summation of that game before we jump into tonight. So tell us about yourself.
Well, I am playing a Roman legionnaire named Aelus, and he is part of the famed Ninth Legion, which history tells us just vanished and somewhere up in Britain. Lots of theories what happened, and so we thought it would be cool to see what if the vanishing was due to something kind of supernatural in Hyperborea. So we're kind of playing with that. It's fun. He is a fighter, but more specifically, he is a warlock.
And that's something we found out in your story. So what we did is we said, well, hey, this Ninth Legion that disappeared, what if they were whisked away to Hyperborea? And now that I've been thinking about it, that is going to be my headcanon for factual historical nonsense. So his character was in Britain. He was traveling north with some scouts to look for another 100 some odd in a battalion that had gone missing. A strange wind came upon him and his party, and he was whisked away to Hyperborea, where he found himself in a cave, a cold cave up in the mountains. He had found some strange, as he looked down, he had these strange runes on his arm, these blue runes. One of them he could read. He found he could read magic now. One of which said protection. The other said north wind, which allowed him to cast a couple of spells, as he is now a warlock. He met a Greek that had been traveling, an older gentleman named Telesphorus, who had looking like he had actually traveled from the old world, old Earth as well, some 40 years ago, and he's been looking for a way home. So we saw that, and then they camped, learned a little bit about this world, and they traveled down to see if more of his companions had been whisked away as well. As they were making their way down the Barrier Mountains, they ran into some undead, some skeletons, which for a person coming from Rome and Old World was something he was like kind of fearful of, like, what is happening? What is magic? How is this real? We had a pretty cool. So if you haven't seen the prologue, you can check that out. But for story's sake, if not, you can just roll in tonight, which is totally fine as well. It ended that story with you guys basically running away and getting away from those skeletons and making your way down into the Boreal Coast, which is like a rainforest on the coast of Hyperborea. So that is your character. But more importantly, what are you drinking tonight?
I am drinking, because I'm pretentious like that, Fairy Mead by Viking Alchemist Meadery, I believe is what they're called. It is fantastic. And I'm drinking it out of a throwback.
That is, so for a very split second, we had merch for the channel, and that's one of the coffee cups. When we were on Twitch for like half a second, we had some merch. It was just pretty awesome that you still have that keepsake. It's a relic of days that gone by.
It's a +1 drinking mug.
It's a +1 drinking mug. I like too that you're going full method, because your character drank mead in the story last week, and now you're drinking mead, and you also cut all your locks off to look more like a Roman. Yeah. So I like it. It's going full method. I am a beer guy tonight. I'm drinking Sam Adams Winter Lager. I like the seasonals. Cold Snap's coming up in January. I'm excited. It's my favorite. All right, so let's introduce now. We're going to be introducing the second character in our party. We will have a more full table, but one thing we wanted to do was kind of introduce the characters a little as we go to kind of build the story. So Jeff is one of our returning players. So tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're drinking tonight.
My name's Jeff. I also go by the name of Slingshot on Discord channel.
Okay.
I'm drinking from a local brewery called Obscurity. It's a yearly brew. It's a vanilla milk stout called Island of Misfits. And if you were born in our time,
Island of Misfits.
You would know who the guy on the can is. So it's really good.
That's hilarious.
It's a really good milk stout.
So we
not such a wit.
Right. So this last week we saw an interview with Jeff Talanian on another channel, the creator of the game, and he had mentioned how this game he made is something he and his beer drinking buddies could sit around and drink and play. And I was like, you know what? We need to bring the drinking back to the table. So we're out having some drinks tonight. I was like, yeah, I was inspired. All right, we should be drinking more. All right. So that's what we're doing tonight as we jump into Hyperborea. So Jeff, we're gonna discover your character in game as we get going here. We're gonna pick up the story where we left it off in the prologue. We're gonna have Telesphorus, the Greek, and let's go ahead and pull his. We'll pull a couple images up here. Let me see. All right, so I believe the players can see this. That is shared. So we have Telesphorus. He's wearing he's got a little bit of a walking stick that he uses to try and traverse the snow and the icy terrain of the barrier mountains. He has a bow strapped to his back, which we got to see last week. We also learned a little bit about him. He seems to be a follower of Apollo, and he does seem to have some divine abilities, and as he's picked up in his travels. So Telesphorus is traveling with you, and then we also, let's go ahead and pull up Danny's character, which is Aulus Avidius. Aulus. The Roman legionnaire who has now discovered some new strange magics and abilities since he has been whisked away and traveled to Hyperborea. So those are the two characters that we're going to start off with tonight as well as we get going. And this was the image that we kicked off with. This is what we ended with last week, is there's like this sleet coming down and they're making their way down. It is foggy, it is dark, and we are traveling. So you're traveling with Telesphorus. You have basically gotten out of the foothills of the mountains. You've been marching for several hours, cold, wrapped up in your red Roman cloak. But as you descend the mountain, the temperature warms up a good bit. It's still cold, but you are strangely not as affected by it as you think you would be. So you are cold, but not as much as you probably should be. But before we do anything else, let's pick up some music. Well, we're going to play our Zothique music, which is created by our friends at Altrusian Grace Media, who gave us permission to use all of their music. So he's a cool guy. He's letting us do. It's Clark Ashton Smith inspired music. So as you're traveling down the way here, you're looking up and it should be day, but it's like this fog, and it's just a little bit of light that's coming up, and you're only marching for a few hours before you see that the sun is already beginning to set again. It's only been a few hours. So with that, what would you like to do?
Telesphorus.
Yes.
Is the sun going down? Is it always this brisk? Is it always this abrupt?
Oh, this world we're in is not in the same place. It has cycles that I've learned about in my time here, and in some of the parts of the cycle, the sun, Helios, we see more of it, but we are not. We are towards the latter part of the cycle, where day is only a few hours, and it begins to get cold. Now, in a few more years, we will not see the sun at all for an entire season.
Wow. You know your stuff. I am a full believer now, Telesphorus.
Yes.
Tell me, where are we headed?
Oh, we must find refuge. I traveled up looking for the wind and I found you, but I am curious if there are... You said you had traveled with others, and perhaps there was this horse that we were tracking.
Yes, a horse. And the only one I saw might still be with us is Nonus. My others, I don't know what befell them, but it did not sound satisfactory.
We must look for more of your brothers. It would be wonderful if Rome would create a presence here and kind of bring a bit of order to this savage coast here. Come, we must hurry.
Absolutely.
So, as he's traveling down, you can tell he's moving as fast as he can down this slope. As the sun begins to crest, you see stars and a break in the clouds. And then one thing that you see hanging prominently, you see what looks to be a moon, but it's not something you've seen before. There's a large celestial object with what looks to be a giant ring that's around it. He looks, oh yes, look above. The Cyclonish, our world, Saturn. It hangs large in the sky.
Saturn. Surely you jest.
No, you can tell by the ring. This land is close to it. We seem to circle it.
More and more I find myself believing I'm in a dream.
Or a nightmare.
I will see it to its end.
Come, we must hurry. So with that, he takes you down. You get into the temperature changes drastically, and the precipitation is still pretty heavy as you're moving in. But now you're the wind isn't cutting as hard because now you're passing in and you're seeing these gigantic redwoods, like gigantic trees, and there's this massive canopy that you're in. And as soon as you get out of those foothills, it's just you basically have spent an entire day. You've marched yourself to exhaustion. You're wondering how in the world this Tellus Force is keeping up and almost like leading you. You are moving downhill, but he seems quite spry for a man of his age.
Well, I thank you for finding me and helping me with those. What were those?
I had mentioned, I believe there was rumors of a sorcerer of sorts who was searching the mountains for some power or something, but I had heard that there was a sorcerer about. I do not know his name, but I believe that he deals in dark magics.
I believe these were servants of this dark sorcerer.
Only truly dark sorcerer can create machinations of that sort.
All right. I'll ponder this as we travel.
Yes, come. We must hurry. With that, a few hours pass. You're getting back into night. It's dark. He's looking around and he's lit like his last torch. And he's like kind of looking about. He goes, "What is it? There was a creek here, and there was." And he's looking about. He goes, Do you see any of the tracks? It seems that you've lost the tracks of the horse.
Easy to do if water is nearby. Come, let us double back, perhaps, and see where we lost them.
No, we must not. It's getting dark. We must take cover for a bit.
Is there refuge nearby that you know of?
The forest will give us refuge, but I had run into another individual, and he's like looking about. I believe he was here. Maybe he was there. Quick, listen. Do you hear water? Do you hear a stream? And he's kind of like looking about. This is a massive, massive forest that you're in. What would you like to do?
I'll strain my ears to see if I can hear the rustling of water.
I'll give you've traveled the wilds a good bit, and in your travels you've honed your ear. Now that you're out of the trees, you hear lots of sounds. You hear lots of echoing of beasts that sound very strange and peculiar. You hear the call of what sounds to be like a very large bird flying above. It echoes, but after that, you do pick up the slight sound of possibly a babbling brook.
I believe I might hear water. What direction is it?
You are heading. You're not quite with the senses, but it would be.
Oh yeah, that's true.
As far as north, south, east, west, you're a bit lost, but it would be in front of you and slightly to the right.
I'll point like diagonal. I
Okay.
believe it's this way.
And Tellus Force, he moves his torch. He goes, "Apollo, give us a sign. Give us." And a few minutes pass. Jeff, you're not that far away, and you hear a massive commotion of some fools moving about the wood. You are camped near this brook that we've spoke of. This is kind of where you kind of move about. But this, if you had a home, you've been here for a good season, and you're almost certain you've heard a voice against the wind that is not one you recognize, but you do hear a voice you do recognize, and you're almost positive that accent can only be that strange fool that went up the mountain about a week ago.
I'm going to walk very slowly, traversing through the overgrowth, leaving no trail, so I'm going to try and be quiet and try to observe, find out where the sound is coming from.
You, as you move about, like almost a phantom through the wood as you move, as you leave no track, you definitely move about, and you easily see the flickering torchlight in the forest. As you move about, you look and you see the Tellus Force. You see this strange Greek man looking about, and he has a new travel companion, one who seems to be extremely armed. He's wearing a metal armor, unlike you've seen before, carrying a large shield, sword at his side. A strange-looking fellow. Definitely not a Pict. And definitely not an Eskimo. Those are the two races you're most familiar with.
I'll observe them for a little bit just to see what they're doing. And then once I see that they're settled down eating or doing whatever they're doing, I'm going to slowly step out and just approach the fire.
They seem lost. And as they're looking about, you can see that they're now moving in your general direction, as they seem to be you can tell they're looking for this brook that you camp near. And you hear all of this conversation they're having. The Tellus Force is looking for you.
I'm going to stay hidden, but I'm going to say, thirsty, aren't we? Seems
right.
that you're lost in my meadow.
What was that? Friend, I forget your name. Are you there? Wild one, are you there?
And then I'll move to a different position. And when I do, I'll throw my water skin out toward them.
Okay.
Just have it land on the ground.
All right. So near you, Alis, it just seems to magically appear. You see this water skin drop close to you, almost startling because it just came out of nowhere.
Oh, Tellus Force, it seems your god has seen fit to provide you with a water skin. How about you take the first few swigs? I have seen emperors die this way.
Tellus Force looks up and goes, "Why, Apollo has directed our steps, but this gift is not from him. I believe it is our friend. Friend, are you there? Please, we seek refuge."
I'll try and step out behind him to kind of spook him if I can.
Oh, without a doubt. You get up behind him and he's startled. He goes, "Oh, there you are. A friendly face in this savage land. Come."
Hey, boyo. It seems that you're both lost. The brook is that way.
Okay, go ahead and quick, as we're looking at your character for the first time, give us a description of what you look like.
From the picture, I don't know if they could see it or
I'll
not.
pull it up.
Pretty wild looking. I'm dressed in all like buckskin leathers. I have like a wolf's head, kind of like a hat on my head. Straps, holding my armor together, little trinkets and everything like that. My hair is very wild. I have blue like face paint, kind of like how the Picts, when they go to war, but mine isn't full face paint. Mine is more like sigils and stuff. And I'm holding like a short spear, and I just kind of look like about 5 foot tall, average height, average build. You really can't see my face because of the masks, but Brooke is that way. It was hurting me seeing you guys walk trance through my forest lost.
Oh, bless you. I'm sorry. I am older in age. I forget your name. Wild one, what was your name again?
Morrigan Dunstan.
Say again. Your mic seemed to drop out.
Morrigan Dunstan.
Morrigan Dunstan. Morrigan. Yes, I'll remember it this time. Morrigan. Again, I am Tellus Forest, and this is a friend that came with the wind that I told you about, that I bored you silly with, I'm sure. And his name is Alis. He comes from the world that I came from. It proves my story is true.
You come from the old earth? I think not.
Long ago.
But you are welcome to my fire. Follow me.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. What news of the wood? And with that, the three of you are walking towards in a general direction. Danny, Alyssa, your character, as you're walking, you're staying close to this individual, but you have to keep your eye on him because within half a second you don't see him and then he reappears. Like he's almost like a spirit walking through this wood. It's just he just kind of disappears and blends. You're not sure if he's mortal or not, just the way that he moves about the wood.
You may worship me if you wish. No, I don't say that. I'm gonna bring him to my small encampment.
Okay.
You both seem tired. You may rest. You are at peace.
And here we see that you get to this brook. It's clean, pure water, just gigantic redwoods. A little bit of light is cascading through as it's still dark as we've gotten into night, but now the stars and Saturn is full, but there is light, this like moonlight cascading, and it's different than it was before because you've been traveling a good bit. It seems to be brighter than before, and as you look through, it almost looks as if there's a different moon up than the one that you saw a day and a half ago or so as you've been traveling. Tellus Forest looks over and goes, "Oh, yes, see, Serene is out tonight. He's the Lodge of the Moons. This is good. It's good. It provides good light and is the good brother to its evil twin."
It is the blessing of Lunaqua.
Lunaqua.
Tell me, how do you know about our constellations if you are from Old Earth?
Oh, I've lived here for quite some time. I came here when I was but a child. I've lived most of my adult life here.
Interesting. And you friend, you speak a strange dialect I've never heard.
Yes. If this is true indeed, and I am not dreaming, I come from. It's called Rome on Earth, and I seem to have stepped into a world I know nothing about.
When I was a young lad, I know of this Rome. It was a grand civilization. Grand. The grandest.
And civilizations come and go, as I have seen in the scrolls. You are welcome to my fire and my refuge for as long as you need. I must go patrol.
Oh, before you do, I have a question. We've been searching for a horse. We were tracking it down the mountain. Have you seen such an animal?
Wild horse? Or do you mean a deer?
Oh no, it would be a horse. Large tracks, large hoof footprints.
I have seen no horse in ages.
Well, if you don't mind, look for tracks or anything of the sort if you could. And with that, Tails Force reaches down and starts making camp and looking about and trying to find some fallen sticks and things. He's trying to make some new torches. Trying to resupply and grab some things. Filling up his skin with water. And he looks up and goes, "Friend, my supplies are nearly spent. Do you have any food?"
I do. I just resupplied from the villages up north. I'll pull out. The only thing I have is dry rations, dried fruit, meat, fish. You are welcome to it. I will find game to bring back while I'm on patrol. You two may rest.
Thank you so much. We are indebted to you.
Much obliged, friend. Much obliged.
All right, so it's Morgan. Morgan, as you move about, you see your somewhat bumbling friends or acquaintances at this point, making camp near your brook. You're moving about because the sounds and their general presence can absolutely disrupt a lot of things, and so you're moving about to see if you're the only one that knows of their presence. So what would you like to do?
They mentioned a horse, which is very uncommon, I'm assuming, in this tropical forest. So I'm going to start looking for any tracks that are out of the ordinary.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'll start doing a circle and just keep working my way out till I find some unusual tracks.
Now, I don't believe your character actually has tracking as the skill. Is that correct?
No.
Okay. With that, because this is your domain and you know it so well, I will allow you to kind of look about. You do, because of the size and of this, you travel a good bit off and to the north east. You do find what looks to be horse tracks, but what you also find that's very disturbing is it looks like a pretty sizable war party may have also moved through this part, cresting between the line of your forest and the barrier peaks. But there does seem to be because you don't have a tracking skill, I can't tell you exactly how many, but you're pretty sure it's a sizable group has moved in the general direction, and this horse feels like maybe it's following them because the horse tracks are fresher.
And the war party's heading into the mountains or into
into the foothills.
All right. I'll start making my way back. Actually, what I'll do is I'll try and follow the horse tracks as best as I can for a little bit.
Okay.
And then once I get to the mountain border, what I consider the border, I'll head back.
Because of where the general topography of this is, you're able to track that horse pretty easily. And you come around a bend and you see it. It is drinking out of the same brook. It's long, but it's basically a few miles down. You see this horse, full tack, saddle, reins, satchel, like saddlebags. They don't seem to be full, but something's in it. But you look and you see a strange horse drinking.
I've never seen a horse this type.
It's quite large horse too. It's much bigger than the few you've seen. This is far larger.
Looking around, is there any, because I can identify plants and stuff, is there any type of plants that I think a horse would find almost like a treat compared to what he's eating and drinking?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, that's without a doubt. You move through, you find, it's basically like carrots that you're able to pull up, and you get right up next to this horse because you're in your domain, and you just stealthily move right up, and you get right next to the horse. The horse looks at you, sees what you're carrying, and if you weren't as smart as you are, you would almost swear that this horse looked at you and was smug.
You don't like carrots, huh?
He just kind of, it's like he sniffs you, he's like, but he's interested in the carrots. But he's almost like he's looking down at you.
Attitude, huh? I'll wash the carrots off in the stream real quick, and then I'll just hold them out to him.
He eats it out, and as he's eating it, you're able to grab the reins of the horse. This is definitely a strange horse. It's the insignias that are etched into the saddle is very foreign to anything you've seen. It's almost like the sigil of a bird.
I'm a leather worker. Does the leather look like really good? Like
it is the finest leather working you've ever seen. It is mastercraft.
I'll gently grab it by its reins, what I think are its reins.
Yeah.
Come with me, friend. I think I know where your master is. And I'll slowly.
The horse follows.
I'll walk him down the stream to follow it back to my place.
Okay. So you're able to do that. You follow the horse goes with you. An hour, 2 hours pass as you had to go quite a distance. And in the wee hours of the morning, you come into camp with the horse. You see that Tellus Forest is asleep. Alis, you dozed off, but it's a half sleep. This is something you've kind of learned. You're very aware as you kind of come in and out. Something you do a lot on patrol, and especially in the strange world, strange sounds. And you don't hear Morgan. You do hear the horse. So as the horse enters, you look up and you see a familiar face. You recognize this horse. The horse is Marcus. It's the horse of Nanus.
When I bring the horse into the grove or whatever you want to call it, I'm going to start to do I have any idea how to remove this stuff? Because I've never really probably seen.
You probably could. You can figure it out because of your leather working.
Yeah, I'll start to undo its saddle. And is there a brush in here? I ask too.
So with this Alis, you see a familiar horse. What do you want to do?
Marcus, this is indeed the horse. His name is Marcus.
The horse recognizes you and moves up to you.
Marcus, and I'll just start, like a puppy.
Right.
However, did you find him?
I followed his tracks. It seemed to have been following I think there was a war party heading up north into the mountains. We'll probably never see them again, but I think it was just following its own nature to follow other horses. But at first it gave me a smug look.
Oh.
But I enticed
that's resting bitch face for a Roman.
I enticed it with some carrots, wild carrots, and he followed me back.
Yes.
It's good to meet you, Marcus. And I'll drop the saddle.
Yeah, and I'll say, of course, he has a brush.
So you dig through the bag, and there's a lot of things in there from your old world. Maps, which are maybe useless. There are a band of torches. There's also a dagger in there as well. You do find some camping supplies. There's the horse blanket. The winter blanket is in there as well. A lot of things that would be useful. But there's also a brush, and there's some rations and food in there as well.
And I am again indebted to you. If there's anything I might be able to help you with, please, by all means.
And now I brought up my picture of my horse. This is Marcus, the horse.
Should be called Marcus Aurelius with that kind of crown.
Well, he's named after Marcus Aurelius, so.
I'll start to if there's a campfire, I'll start to to like get it going again and start brewing water for like wild. I'll just pick
Through this whole interaction, Tellus Force sleeps.
The old man. Where have you met him from? I'm pointing to Tellus.
When I awoke from my world, I was on a stone and I heard him scurrying up into this cave, which he called a temple, and said he was meant to come here and knew someone would be here.
I kind of dropped my voice a little bit. This crazy old one I sent on his way about a week ago when I met him, but I never thought to see him again. Maybe it is an omen, maybe it is not, I don't know. But you keep saying you are from another world. You mean Saturn? And I point toward the big planet. You are from there? I've heard.
I'm from a place called Earth. We are the third planet.
You know that.
Very, very far away.
And I reached down and like grabbed like dirt. Earth? This Earth? Here? Where we have born from?
The planet is called Earth. I know. I don't understand it either. But I would say, everything this Tellus Force says, I do not believe until it happens. So now I am a believer.
So he's an oracle, is what you were saying.
I don't know, but he's been right about everything so far, incredulous as it is.
And what is his quest?
Don't know.
And what is your quest?
He seems to want to go back to our world, which, no offense to this world, I am of the same opinion.
If the old legends are true, this is your world. We are in the void. I was born here, but the old rumors say that we came from your world, this old Earth, as you say.
Yes, very far away from here. I know of Saturn and Neptune and other such. We named the planets after our gods.
Your gods. That's
yes.
That's very presumptuous of you, but sure. Are
Yes.
you talking about this Poseidon I have never heard? Do you mean the Kraken?
Neptune. Neptune is our name.
Oh,
He's
sorry,
the ruler of the seas.
The Kraken.
I believe he controls a kraken.
As you two were
No.
talking, you noticed that Marcus seems to be wandering away from camp.
Marcus! Come back, friend.
Marcus seems to be on a mission.
Hey, mister, you want to buy a
Marcus?
talking horse?
Perhaps he knows where some of my brothers are.
There are others with you?
There were. I don't know. It sounded like some met a grisly fate, but some might have escaped as well. And made it here.
Leave the old man to sleep. He will be fine here. If you wish, we can follow your horse.
I believe that's wise. Again, I appreciate your help.
I'll slug back the tea that I made and pick up my gear, and I'll walk up to Marcus. You seem to be on a mission. Carry on.
Okay. So the two of you leave Marcus sleeping in the night as you travel on. One thing that you do notice as you get closer to the cold climate, you're following this horse is moving. It's almost like there's like this line between the mountains and the forest, and the horse is like looking about, almost like sniffing and neighing and looking about, like he's looking for something. And just a few minutes passes. You see him kind of move up, and you see him kind of look about, and you actually hear like something like a ting on its hoof as it starts like almost like a dog pawing at the snow. He's like kind of like with his hoof, like digging in the snow, and he hits something almost metallic.
Okay. I'll bend down and start as best I can with my gladius. How to scrape where.
You scrape away, and you find a Roman breastplate. And you know this Roman breastplate. This belonged to Nonus.
Oh. This is the armor of one of my brothers. No, nothing else, just the breastplate.
You do see some discolored snow. There seems to be there was an altercation and some blood left. But you can definitely look about. There was a scuffle here.
Good boy, Marcus. Good boy. Going to pet his mane a little bit. He seems to have known where Nonus fell. Although it looks like they might have taken him prisoner. This is underneath like the forest floor or snow?
Snow.
Okay.
You are saying that your friend, the war party that I saw, captured your friend? What do you think?
It seems that way.
From where this fight is, I know I'm not a tracker, but is anything like obviously lead away?
Yeah, it looks like the party that you were tracking before, and they are heading up into the foothills, northeast.
My friend,
A Roman is captured. I must pursue.
before you take on this quest of honor, know that once you pass this demarcation line, I will go with you, but I have never been this far before. There are spirits in this mountain I do not wish to confer with. He seems kind of like he speaks like he's wise, but he's basically like back of the woods, kind of country boy.
Dolly Parton-ish.
There's a reason for it, but you'll find out later.
Should we wait till us force, or should we forge on?
No, we must. He will be safe in the grove, but he will wonder where we are. If you wish, you may wait here, and I'll go back and get him, or we can all. How far are we away from the camp?
Like maybe an hour or two.
Let us go back and grab him and get our things, and then we shall pursue. Your friend most likely is dead at this point. Do you wish to retrieve his armor?
His armor, his anything that's left of him, yes, if I can.
Hey, look!
I'll grab his armor.
No, just kidding.
Yeah.
You're able to pick up the armor, strap it to the back of the horse, tie it on. Both of you make your way back to camp. When you get there, Morgan, you hear something strange coming from your camp. You hear what sounds to be almost like a chanting. As you kind of get closer and you sneak right in, you see Telesphorus on his knees, reaching up to the sky, and there's almost like a yellowish glow about him if you didn't know any better, as he seems to be communing or praying or doing some type of ritual.
I'll hold my spear out, kind of like to stop. Hold, Roman. Do I recognize the language or anything or the symbolism that he's doing?
You don't recognize the language, but you do. You've seen others do this before, but you're not exactly sure. But you do daily preparations as well. Yours is different than his. His seems a little alien to you, but he seems to be preparing.
I'll wait until I see that he's done.
A few more moments passes, and you hear him break and go, "Apollo, thank you, Apollo." And with that, he looks back and goes, "Oh, good friend, you're back. Please, where did you go?"
We went I point Marcus. I point at the horse.
Oh, you found the horse! Brilliant.
Yeah. He was leading us somewhere, and unfortunately we found some bad news if you wish to tell them of your friend.
It seems I have found one of my brother's breastplates, his armor. And I don't know if that bodes well for his survival or not, but he seems to have been whisked off by a warband. And any Roman, even on this world, will be buried. And therefore I will follow.
Well, we will pray to Apollo now that he has not fallen yet. We will hope to save him until we find out otherwise. But blessed be to Apollo. Our steps have been directed. We've been given a quest.
And blessed be
At this,
and blessed be to Lunakwa the moon that kept you safe at night.
Ah, yes. Yes, Serene, of course. Go. We have a few hours left, I believe, until daylight.
I'm going to catch some rest. I've basically been up all night. Prepare well. We are going to be going after the Savage Picks, cousins of mine. They look like me, but they do not act like me.
Noted.
You get some rest. Sleep, rest, recover. Danny, Alis is he probably needs to get some sleep as well.
Definitely.
So you all rest. Few hours pass. Alis, you are awoken to the wet, slobbery kiss of a horse that is ready to go.
All right, Marcus. Good boy.
So with that, you grabs a quick food, drink, and break camp and head out. Now, what is the marching order as you are heading out?
I was gonna say, Morgan, I don't know the ways, as I have come to believe anything is possible in this world, but it seems that you can travel quite easily and stealthily and quickly. Should we give Marcus to tell us for us the ride?
I would probably... this is still like the deep forest that we're in? Or
yeah, but we're going to be moving up. Kind of like I said, I got a good image here to show like the line that you're going to be going between your domain and the domain that is of the barrier peaks.
If you wish, I will travel ahead slightly. I would stay with your horse and friend, I should say.
So who is someone riding the horse?
I'll have Tellus Forrest ride the horse, and we'll, like he said, he's going to scout ahead.
Okay.
And
all right, so you're basically walking. You're walking with the horse. Tellus Forrest is on the horse, and you're going out. And in the distance, one of the things that you get outside of the tree clearing is that you see like this greenish blue aura over the horizon, almost like a Northern Lights effect. As Serene kind of gives way to Helios the sun, and it really just truly feels like this alien environment, something totally strange. Even the constellations itself, as you look up, you're familiar with. These are stars that you've stared at your whole life. You cannot find the constellations that you're accustomed to, you wouldn't even know how to tell which is north or south, because you're totally just discombobulated. But also just thrown, because as you're walking, you're in this land, and your mind quickly goes to, there were 6 of you, and the wind got you and Nanus, and obviously Marcus is here as proof that Nanus made it as well. Now you start to wonder about the others, about Gaius and Lucius and Bibius, and what was the last one? Servius. So you've got, and not only that, what about the 100 that you were looking for? So your mind is kind of racing of what's happened. And as you're doing that, as you're walking, and that cold wind starts to bite over, again, coming off of the mountains and down. You feel like a tingle on your right arm, and as you look down, you see those runes that were gone begin to like regrow and go from fading to replacing itself. And you see those two runes, the protection and the northern wind, are now etched on your arm again.
Seems my power granted again. What say you, Telesforce?
The gods are blessing you, but I am not sure which one. I do not know who would be casting power to you from the mountain.
Me either.
Perhaps once we find your friend, I wonder if you should travel the mountain as well and find the source of this gifting.
Perhaps.
When I'm moving along, I'm gonna try and look for any type of smoke, or look for any lights flickering in the forest. Before I leave, I say, just so you know, this may be a fool's errand. What I mean by that is your friends might most likely be dinner. These pigs are savages.
Animals.
Depends on who you talk to, but in my opinion, they have no respect for the land nor tradition. So yes, they are savages. They are animals to be put down.
Will they be taken as slaves, perhaps?
That would be the best hope. I have seen the unnatural rites that these do, that they leave on the border as warnings, so be prepared for anything. This is not your Rome.
Yes, it indeed is not.
And when
he says it is not your Rome, there's that crying screak that you hear again in the distance. You see a very large bird-like creature flying off in the distance. You look at this, Alis, and even Telesforce looks in bewilderment of not knowing what it is. You, on the other hand, Morgan, look up and you know it is one of the flying lizards. It's the pterodactyl.
Great ones. They have been here long before us. You do not have these flying creatures in your Rome. I say it when I say Rome. I don't mean to say it's smartass. It's like weird on my tongue when I say it.
I don't believe so. I believe some of the scholars believed we had winged lizards eons ago, and yet they're here.
Yes.
You would. I mean, yeah. You know there's tales of dragons.
Yeah.
This
dream indeed gets stranger.
You have not seen nothing yet. And then I kind of disappear off into the forest.
As you disappear in the forest, you're still tracking. One thing that you do notice, Morgan, as you're looking about, is this war party that you're tracking. An idiot could follow this. They're running around. They're leaving this massive trail. You can't tell how many there are, but you do sense that one of them that is moving seems to be getting pulled or dragged, or you can just see places that are large in the snow where something fell and it picked itself back up, and you're beginning to believe that it's possible his friend may actually be alive.
Yeah, I'll come back every now and then to explain that it may be good news, but not for your friend, maybe, because he's probably in pain, but he's being dragged along as a prisoner. If he's as strong as you, I'm sure he will survive, but time is short.
Okay. Another few hours pass as you're moving, and then as you're Morgan in the distance, you do see smoke. You do start to see in the distance tiny flickering lights through the tree break, and it is You're basically in the foothills. You can see the forest below. You're close. They're basically riding the line, but one of the first hills, and that brook that you're following feeds into another river. That river does flow out of the mountain, and at this time of year, that river is frozen. And you do see that you get to a point where you can see they have crossed the frozen river.
Once I get that information, I'll come back, explain what's going on. I don't know if you want to leave Marcus here or not, but if he's a war beast, he will probably be helpful in this battle. I think your friend is in the middle.
Tell us for us. If we are indeed approaching this war party, I will need the horse. Yes, Teleforce. Telesforce.
Oh, yes. I believe a horse would be quite useful.
Okay, I'm going to pull Telesforce down.
Yes, yeah. By all means, take the horse. Sorry, I'm lost in thought. Okay, so with this, we now have Marcus is being ridden by Aelus. The Roman is on the Roman steed. Traveling behind him, pulling out his bow, is Telesphorus, and in the front we have Morgan. Now, you're getting close to this frozen river. You get to this embankment that you see this frozen river, and just over that embankment, you hear voices. You look up and you see tents. You see fire. And you see several images in the dark moving about the darkness.
About how many do we see?
Is
he counting ahead?
Morgan is counting ahead, so you're ahead. So with that, Morgan, you count 4 or 5 in the camp.
Are they? I speak the Pictish Celtic dialect. Are they speaking in that language?
No, they are not.
Do I see the Roman, as they put it, unlike the Legionnaire that was being dragged? To see anywhere that I can see?
You see that they've constructed some type of cage, and there seems to be some individuals in the cage. It's a large cage.
I'll track back as quietly as I can.
One thing you did surmise, you have this embankment, the river that is frozen, and then you kind of have to go uphill to get to this camp. You saw 2, possibly 3 tents, one very large. You saw a cage with 1, maybe 2 individuals, maybe more. You couldn't tell, but there was definitely shadows moving about inside the cage. And you saw 4 or 5 dark individuals walking about, not speaking a language you recognize, also not dressed in the manner that you recognize.
How were they dressed?
They were wearing some fur, but also like completely bare chested, and like it's bizarre. Like they weren't wearing like. It's almost like some of them were walking around almost, but maybe they look, maybe they were barefoot, and it's cold, and they're like walking around in the snow like it doesn't bother them.
Mm-hmm. I'll go back as quietly as possible, and this is a war party, but they have other savages with them walking around bare-chested, like the snow doesn't even bother them. I've never seen this before. Bargaining with them will not work, probably, so I have abilities that could help us, but I don't know if you wish to charge in on your rider.
Oh, I am averse to suicide. We are but few. If you've gifts to eat us, by all means. Are you stealthy?
You come from like wherever the map is. You come from this side of the camp. When you hear a commotion happen after I begin chanting,
tell you what I'll do. I'm going to help you guys out. I'm going to give you guys the map to look at.
Cool.
So, bottom of the map, I'm pinging. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and move. We'll kind of... and then tell us Force. And Marcus.
And that water's frozen over, correct?
Yeah, so this right here that you've got, this is frozen water.
Okay.
And it's anywhere from 8 to 15 feet. It's almost at this point, it's almost like a stream. It's not a river, but it's frozen over. And then you see up here, you have the 3 tents. Actually, there's 4 tents. You see the cage. They've got some fire pits going. And you see 4 or 5 individuals walking around. You also see these sleds that they have. But they look almost like in disrepair.
I don't know if your horse, do I think the horse would be able to traverse the ice without falling through?
You do believe the ice is thick enough that he could get through.
Alright.
I'm going to give that to you because of what you are.
Sorry. I think your friends are in the large cage all the way on the other side of the camp. We need a distraction so I can try and get them out. I don't know what shape they'll be in, but maybe they could fight, maybe not. What is...
Perhaps I could draw them to our side of the river.
It may work, but I may be able to tie them up for a little bit. With... One second, I gotta read how big this is. Oh, that's enlargement. 20-foot radius. And what are these, 5-foot squares? Mm-hmm. Alright. So, what I'm thinking of is starting a commotion, have them chase me. Or, I'm sorry, you cause a commotion, have them chase you while I try to get to the camp. And if I can, I will try and tie the rest of them up with mystic ways.
Okay. Where would be the best place for me to be to get their attention for your spell?
I don't know, there's only 4 or 5 probably guards walking around. The chieftains or whoever is in charge with these foreigners are probably in a large tent.
Very well, I'll cross the ice and grab their attention and stay as long as I can. While you...
I'm going to try and make my way, like, where this wall is over here.
Okay.
And try to see,
I will say this. You're getting to here for you will not be a problem. Getting from here to here may be an issue because it's open. It is dark, but it is open.
What about this break in the wall? Same thing.
You're still looking at an open path. It's not impossible. It's just that's where you're going to be most vulnerable. Now, Tillis Four says, "Now, where would you like me? I'm quite handy with this bow."
Probably by this tree over here.
I can try and do that. I'll have to cross this water. Is it safe?
If we do it all together and slowly walk away across, I don't think they will hear us. But I'm going to try and make my way to this tree. Like, this way.
Okay.
And then Tullus should be, like, over by this tree. And then when the plans go to hell, free for all.
Perhaps I should cross back over the ice and make them traverse the ice.
The problem is, I don't know if we're going to be able to bring all of them over.
Correct. I'm gonna notch a bolt. Just have that ready.
So you've got your crossbow, you've got a bolt ready, and then you've got your gladius and your hilt.
Yes.
Okay.
And non-assist dagger.
Yeah. You had another one too. So I think you have 2 daggers.
Okay.
And you have your shield. Okay.
Yes.
Now, before you go, tell us when you're ready. I would like to say a quick prayer to Apollo. He will grant us a blessing, but it only lasts for so long. We must hurry. Are we ready?
All right. All right, little grandfather. Let's do it.
All right. He hands around and he goes, Apollo, grant us the courage we need to overcome these foes. And then he closes his eyes, and there's a very slight warm glow. And as he kind of touches each of you, he even touches the horse. And all of you do feel this warmth about you as you now have the blessing of Apollo. Mechanically, everyone gets a +1 bonus to all attack rolls, and +1 bonus to all saving throws versus fear.
All right.
The only thing I'm going to say is where you see something pop up, you may see. I tell you, when I begin to cast my enchantment, you may begin to see plants begin to move. Do not go in that direction if you could avoid them.
Now, Aylis, this is kind of crazy. He's talking about moving plants.
Yes. Yeah. I've seen the dead walk. I have a black arm that shoots ice. Nothing can surprise me at this point. Very well.
Welcome to Hyperborea.
Yes.
Okay. With that, Telesphorus makes his way. He gets to here and stops. He looks at the ice and he looks back and he notches his bow and he goes, I think here is fine. He seems to be nervous about the ice. He is an old man. Oh, we've got dice rolls. What are we rolling? Okay, yeah, absolutely, yeah, I got you. All right, so with that, I'm gonna have you. Let's go ahead and get you up here. Yeah, you get up to here without a problem. You're like a ninja in the woods. You're fine. And as far as Aylis, are you just on the horse? You're just kind of ready?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get their attention when he gets over there.
Okay.
But what I'll probably do is like slowly go across the ice.
Okay. So you're waiting on Morgan.
Yes.
Okay, you see him kind of move in position. Morgan, at this point, do you want to try to cross the river? Is this where you want to cross?
Basically, I want to go from where I'm at to here.
Okay.
And I'm going to try and I'm not just gonna walk across. I'm gonna crouch down and try and move.
You're gonna attempt to stealth. That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I need you to do is it's gonna be a test of dexterity for you to cross the water.
Feat of dexterity? Oh, test of dexterity.
Test.
Okay.
Okay, so you go through in the darkness. You do slip and slide as you move forward. The plan was brilliant until dice got involved. There's a crack in the ice of where you are. Your foot kind of goes through. It is frozen, but towards the edges it wasn't quite as much. You do make it to here. You have made a commotion. And with that, you do see...
As soon as his commotion goes off, I'm going to yell, "Help!" and start to canter across the ice if I can.
Sure, you canter. Okay. So I'm just going to kind of keep you guys together. Alright, so you begin cantering across the ice. With that, you hear a lot of yells and screams and howls, and you hear them talking, but it is a very strange... It is almost like grunts, and there is vocal work in this. They're not animals, but it sounds very bizarre as they're talking. Morgan, you're the closest as you see the first one of these kind of break from the tree. And what you see, I'm going to show it to everyone here.
Oh boy.
As it gets closer, you see that their teeth have been sharpened. Their skin is almost frozen. You recognize the garbage you get closer that they possibly were Eskimo at some point. What they are now, you're not entirely sure. But there are, I'm calling them wild men for the now. But you do see a few of these moving about.
Right.
Okay. And with that, we are going to go into initiative. However, those of you with notched arrows that were ready to go may shoot first. So you can take your shots, and then we're going to roll, and then we'll make announcements, and then we're going to roll initiative. So for those of you that had your arrows like pulled and ready to go, even though you failed your dexterity, I'm going to say you kind of stepped in the water, but you're still ready to go, so you can take your shot. You are blessed by Apollo, who is like the bow god, right? So I'll let you take your shot. All right. So with that, let's go ahead and take some shots. You're going to take a shot at the guy in the front. Let's have Morgan let loose your short bow.
Let me find the button on this one. Firing with a +1.
Oh, there we go. So you hit an AC of 8. Give me 1 second. We've got to do a couple things. One, I got to get back to these guys. Second, we got to change the music. I mean, it's on. Alright, so they're not wearing anything but their bare chest. Your arrow lands true. So AC of 8 is enough. Oh, you rolled a 6 for damage. Nice. Okay, actually you actually would have hit an AC of 7 because of the arrow. Alright.
It's not +1 damage, it's +1.
It's just a hit, right?
Alright. I'll take it. And I think that's,
Okay. It hits him. You can tell it was a grievous hit. It's sticking out of his chest. Even though he is highly injured, he didn't let out a sound. With that, Morgan has taken his shot. Alis with the crossbow.
I'm going to go at the same one that he shot.
Okay. As you're begins riding across, you take the shot. You just kind of like cock it back and shoots into the night sky. But we are going to go ahead and have. Do I have a full character sheet for Tellus Force? Let's see if it's working tonight. Yes. Click and drag to roll the dice. Did that work?
There you go.
There we go. He is blessed, so that does hit, and he does 1 whole point of damage. But he was shooting at this guy.
Do they even seem to be like knocked back or even like give any type of?
The force of the hit, but you're just surprised that they're not really affected by pain. Maybe.
Okay.
But with that, we now will make announcements, and then once we do that, we will do team initiative. So for the first announcement, Morgan, what are you going to do? You just shot your bow.
It doesn't seem to be affecting them.
So are you going to move, or are you going to attack? It is affecting them. They just seem to be pretty tough.
Stand my ground, knock another arrow, and ready to fire again.
Alright, so you're going to go range. Okay, so you're going to shoot. Yeah. Alright, and then what is our friend Alis on the Mighty Marcus going to do?
I'm also going to sit atop my horse and scream, hoping to get their attention and shoot at the one that...
So you're reloading and shooting?
Yeah.
Are you moving? Is this a move and shoot?
No, I want them to come to me as much as possible.
Alright, so you're kind of on your horse, reload, take another shot. Okay. Okay. With that, your shield is kind of hanging on the side of the horse a little bit because you're not having 2 hands to do all this. Yeah. Okay, so currently you will not get your AC bonus for the shield because you have to have the free hand to shoot. Okay. Alice, Tellus Force as well is going to take a shot. So I think everyone here is taking ranged. They're now going to tell me what they're doing. Okay, got it. I know what they're doing. All right, so they've made their announcements as well, and now let's have Danny. Aylis will make the first roll, so roll a d6. Highest roll is going to get to decide to go.
Just a straight D6.
Yeah, I'm going on a 2. Y'all are going on a 5, so y'all get to go first.
Yay!
All right, so
let Morgan go.
it technically goes by dexterity, but we already found out previously else dex sucks. I think Morgan, what's your dex?
15.
You guys can choose, but I like in this case we'll go by dex. So Morgan, take your shot.
Yeah, I'll just fire at the same guy.
Okay.
Short bow. This is still +1.
That lands. That shot, the first one went in his chest. The second one goes right into his neck. He doesn't make a sound, but he does drop dead.
All right. That's good.
Yes.
He did.
Okay.
Oh, I can move after I attack. I can move.
You can take the shot if you want to move. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to move up to where he. I think I have enough. Yeah, I want to move up to his location.
Okay.
The corpse.
All right, I'll get you right next to the corpse. Okay.
And I'm done.
All right, as you run up, you look down and you see strange sigils burned into his chest. They're almost like overlapping circles. It's not something you've seen before. I would say it's like 5 or 6 overlapping circles. Okay. All right. With that, what is Aylis? What you gonna do?
I'm gonna shoot at this guy.
That one.
Wait,
Okay.
what's the one that he has hit so far?
There's a little tiny arrow sticking out of this one.
I'll shoot at him then.
Okay. I love the focus fire. Go for it.
Yeah. All right.
Hang on one second. What is the
All
range?
right. Oh, it's 60 feet for like no penalty.
Yeah, that's no good for you. You miss again.
Ooh.
And you're holding. You said you're going to hold. Telesphorus is going to attempt to cross the water, as he's going to take a shot, and then he's going to try to cross the water. For him, that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. Yeah, he can barely get to that one without the penalty. Okay. So he's going to do that, and then he's going to move. That's going to hit. Another shoots into him, and he begins to cross the water. He's going to do a test of dexterity, or he's going to fall down.
This is why you shouldn't drink the mead, Danny.
Yeah, he falls down.
Yeah, I know, right?
He takes a shot, he starts running, and he falls down. So he's on his back, on his rear. And with that, it is their turn. This one's going to charge 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He's going to get right to here, and he's going to take out, he has 2 hand axes. He's going to take one axe, and he's going to throw it at Telesphorus, who's down in the water. Actually, no, he would shoot it at you. You're the big target. He's gonna fling it at you. Now your AC is gonna be a little different. Whew. That's a hit. That's a hit, folks. It's 5 damage. However, you're wearing armor. You have a DR of 1, so you take 4.
Okay.
That is a mighty blow for you.
Yes.
So the axe swings. The strength that he had to hit you and penetrate your armor and hit you, you're bleeding. He is extremely strong. You're almost taken back at the strength of this individual. This one here, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, is he's going to spend his entire turn running up to you. He's got 2 axes he's running up. This one is going to also charge to here. He's going to spend his whole turn. That's as far as he can get. Another one emerges from the tent. This one has a spear, a pretty large spear, or possibly a pole arm. It's a big, long, pointy stick. And he starts moving this way. So he emerges. So now we have 4 of these guys. With that, we're going to make some announcements and we're going to go to the next round. So first, let's go ahead. What is Ayla going to do? Atop your horse, you just got hit with a hand axe that was thrown at you.
I'm going to cast.
Ooh, he's going magic, people. Are you going to move?
Is there attacks of opportunity in this game?
It's
not near me, so
he's not in melee with you.
Yeah, I'll move.
Okay. You're on a horse. How far do you want to move?
I'm going to try to draw their attention away from everybody, maybe like here.
Where? Ping it again? Alright, so you get basically double movement on a horse, so it's like 60 feet. Okay. So that's all you want to do is get to here?
Well, also cast.
Okay, so cast first, and then so you're going to cast and move. All right, that's your announcement, cast and move. Telos Forest is going to also cast. And then what is our friend Morgan going to do?
I got this guy coming up on top of me.
Mm-hmm.
This was not my plan of action. I am going to cast... No, that won't do anything to him. I'm going to drop my bow and pull my spear.
You're going to stab him with the pointy end. Alright, so you're going melee. So we've got magic, magic, and melee. Alright, with that, Jeff, roll a d6. Highest roll is going to get to go. I'm going on a 4. What are y'all going on? Ooh, a tie! We have to look at dexterity.
I'm pretty sure Jeff's got that one.
Mine's 15.
So Jeff's going to go first. Danny, what do you have?
I have a 10.
Okay, so here's the thing. You're going to go first. So it's going to go Jeff, then you, then Telos Force, and then them. So even on a tie, y'all are going to be.
All right.
Okay.
I will attack the one in front of me with my short spear.
Any strength bonus to that?
No. I'm also going to... Can I, since I attacked him, can I, defensively try and back up?
You can take a shift back, yeah. It's one square.
And how far... Yeah, that's basically... I'm going to try and, use the wall.
Stab and push back. Okay, that's fine. That's not a problem. Okay. With that, we're going to go with Alis. Casting your spell.
Right, where am I? How do I move my token?
Oh, I probably didn't give you... Just click where you want to go. I probably didn't give you ownership of it.
How about right here? I'm going to skirt to the
to the side?
Edge.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm going to cast... I'm going to look down at the... what was it? The
Rune
protection.
On your arm. Alright, so you cast protection. You do need to look up what protection from evil is. To look that spell up, but that does go off. There's a bit of a cold aura that goes about you. I know it gives you, I think, a +2 to AC against evil as saving throws. So you are now protected from evil. That's what you do on your turn. Telos Forest. Okay.
Versus AC and DR.
Oh, that's another thing I forgot. You get a +1 to DR. That's huge.
15 feet, and anybody in it also gets.
Right. Telos Forest does pray to Apollo to bless his eyes, and he is also going to try to skirt this way. So he kind of he's praying. You see him casting. He's running with his bow, and he gets over to here. And then now they're gonna go. I still think they're gonna chase. Yeah, they're gonna chase. Yeah, they're coming up to you. All right. First
Can
one.
move that far?
Yeah. He's going to attack you. First one, miss. Second one, miss. As you're going, that they're almost like being pushed back by this aura of protection you have as they're trying to swing at you. This one here is going to cut through the trees, and he gets to. Alright, and then this one's going to step up and try to attack our little druid friend. Oh no!
One, yes.
As he's running, he attacks you and he drops the weapon. He trips over the corpse of his friend, not seeing it. He runs, he trips, and he drops his weapon, and it's gonna fall here next to you. It's a pretty large spear. That was hilarious. Alright, with that, we are now going to make some announcements, and we're gonna roll again. So, what are you going to do, Mr. Danny? Aylis, what's Aylis going to do? You got 2 on you.
I'm going to move in melee.
Move and melee. Okay. And then what is Mr. So you're going to go shield, sword and shield, and fight on the horse. Okay. You do get a +1 as you're attacking on the horse, by the way. So you get a +1 for the bless, +1 for the being on the horse. With the... What are we going to do with Mr. Druid friend here, Morrigan?
Question. I was reading the entanglement spell. It says if the shrubbery or the vegetation is scant or non-existent, it doesn't work. Do I have an idea if this spell will work in this area?
It will work in this environment.
Alright, I am going to be casting entanglement.
Okay, that's all I need. So you're casting. So we've got melee casting. He's going to go missile and move, is tell us for us. Danny, you make the roll now for initiative. High roll goes. The good thing is, they're not very dexterous, so y'all win a tie. I got a 4. Ooh, 1. I get to go
Did
first.
mine not roll?
You rolled a 1.
I didn't see mine roll. Oh, okay.
You rolled a 1. Alright. So, interestingly enough, we gotta see how spell disruption works, because you begin to cast your spell. You've announced that. Can you guys look that roll up for me real quick while I make the attack roll? Let's see.
What do you say?
Like spell disruption, concentration.
Yeah.
Referees might allow a concentration check when a sorcerer is struck for damage. If so, the following procedure applies. Determine which attribute you are rolling against. Cleric and Druid are associated with Wisdom.
Wisdom.
I roll 3d6 and add the sustained damage to the total. So it would be 3. So if I roll 3d6 plus 3, if the total is equal to or less than my Wisdom, my concentration has remained.
Oh, cool.
If it goes above...
so you want to roll low. So 3d6 roll low.
Yeah.
Okay. So roll 3d6 plus 3 roll low. What is your Wisdom?
17.
Oh, wow. You got a really good shot here. So that's 10. Perfect. Even though you take the hit, you still manage to force the spell to go off, which will go off in just a second.
So if I would have moved and then cast it, they would have got a save because it's kind of like I'm backpedaling.
Correct. Yeah.
Right, okay.
All right. This one is going to run over to here, and instead of going for the spear, he's going to reach out and try to bite you.
I don't even know you.
Yes!
Hope you bite
This is the most inept leader thing.
Here's the thing. It's drop his weapon. It's his teeth. He's just gonna fall on the ground. He lands. He trips on his own spear and falls to the ground. That's hilarious. And then did the 2 guys here already go? Did I already do that? No,
I don't think so.
No, they didn't. All right, so they're gonna make their attacks with their hand axes. This one is going to be a 15 to hit AC of 5, which I don't think is good enough for you. What is your AC now?
2 for the shield, and then 2 more for bless and protection from evil.
Yeah, so your AC right now is 0. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not hitting you. They're trying to hit you. That protection spell with your spear is ridiculous. And, well, the bless doesn't give you AC, but the protection and then the shield does, right? So, okay, yeah, so your AC right now is insane. All right, they're not hitting you. With that, we'll go to spell going on. Actually, it should go melee missile magic, so let's go melee first. So melee attacks, which will be Mr. Alis on the pulling out your gladius.
So if I were to gallop towards these guys where Jeff is will they get a swing or something, or how does that work? Okay, so if an attempt is made to run away, the combatant suffers a -2 AC penalty, and any adjacent enemies get a free and immediate attack. So they will get swings.
They will get swings. Okay. Alright, that's what I needed. Alright, so you're basically going to do like a charge attack with your horse on these guys, but you're going to take some swings from these two. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. So I lose the 2 from the shield.
They both miss you. One of them rolls a 1. 10.
Yes!
Alright, so he falls down. They basically are just befuddled at this strange thing you're riding. Alright, so you ride your horse up. You're going to be doing a charge attack.
Onto the guy on the ground.
Prone, a -4. And also because you are riding your horse, it's a charge. Hang on.
And bless, right?
Bless gives the +2 attack. You're doing a mounted charge. You're going to get a +1 to hit and a +2 to damage. So you're going to do 6 damage. That's just with your strength. And the fighting ability. So you rolled a 2, but it's a 6. And then you're going to get another +2 for the mounted charge. That is 8. That will be well enough to kill this guy.
Yes.
Alright, so he falls on the ground, you run by your horse, you just take out your gladius, you swing down, a move you've done 100 times, you almost like slide halfway off the horse, you slash the guy on the ground, there's a big blood train that comes up. As you continue moving with the horse, you don't stop.
Yeah, I'm gonna wheel around. Yeah.
You just keep going. Okay. With that, we go to Telesphorus, who is going to take a shot. He cast Omen on himself to hit one of these guys. He's going to get to cast 3 of these. He'll take the highest one, which is the 18, and then he will do 6 damage to the hit. Guy's dead.
Yes. And the other one's on the ground, or is that the same
This
guy?
is the one on the ground. And with that, he's going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 to here. He's beelining into the camp. So Telesphorus pops one off and runs into the camp. With that, let's make some announcements, and then let's make another initiative roll. What is Mr. Morgan going to do? You still got 1 in front of you.
I didn't do my spell yet.
Oh, you did your spell. I'm sorry. Do your spell. Cast your Entangle spell. What does it look like?
Well, from the snow, it's going to look kind of weird. It's almost like, like in the... like when they fast forward the cameras and you see the sprouting like coming through in the spring, it's going to burst up through the snow, like all these vines and everything, and the tree. No, I'm sorry, it's going to bust up and just basically entangle their feet and start to wrap around them.
All right, so as that happens, they both fail their save. They're both entangled in this thing. What does it do to them exactly?
Plants underbrush are enchanted, blah, 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 20-foot radius. Lasts a turn.
A turn. That is like 10 rounds.
Yeah, it's on page 194.
Okay.
Those are scanned, blah, blah. Substitute larger +4. Entangled spellcasters. Okay. They move at half. They're half movement, basically.
Those who make the save may move at half. So now let's make announcements. They are now trapped in this thing.
Melee.
I'm going to step back. Actually, I'm going to make my way around to the cage while they're entangled stuff.
And he's going to do missile and move as well. All right, so I think Jeff rolled a d6 this time. 6. All right. They're stuck in it. They're going to try to fight their way out of it, but I don't think they can.
Yeah, I don't think
they had like a torch or something they could burn, or like a fire source.
Yeah, they don't have any of that. Entangled spell may require to okay. They're going to try to do an extraordinary feat and try to get out of it. That's all they can do. Neither one of them. They're fighting, but they're stuck in it. All right, they're stuck in it. So now it is Morgan. It's your turn.
I'm going to move my way toward the. I still can't move my character, but that's all right.
Tell me where you want to be here.
Or near the cage.
All right, you go in the cage. Yeah, you go ahead and go to the cage. So you're doing that. He's going to move up as well, 5'10". He's going to take a shot first. So you've announced you're going to move. He's going to move and shoot. You're doing melee. They've already gone. They can't get out. So now you're moving to here. Tellus Force is going to take his shot. I'll go to his character sheet, make it legit. Man, this guy's freaking dead-eyed. He's dead. He'd already taken a hit. Tellus Force, man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's running up here as well. Alright, what's Big Man on horse going to do?
I'm going to dismount and run here.
Okay.
And try to kill this guy.
Alright, 2 attacks.
Who?
You're the master of the Gladius.
2 attacks for that?
Yeah. You attacked once last turn. I'm going to give it to you. I'm okay with it.
Oh, that's right. Attack rate. That's right.
Yeah, attack rate.
I forgot all the bonuses for this.
Hit an AC. Yeah, that's going to hit. That first attack is going to kill him.
Okay.
Alright, so y'all have felled them.
I spit on his corpse.
Okay. Alright, so with that, you guys have felled these, whatever these are. They look strange. Definitely look cannibalistic, but they are in fact dead. So now we're going to move out of the combat sequence here, and now y'all are in the camp of these strange wild men. What do y'all want to do?
I'm going to.
I'm going to look in that top right tent. Actually, yeah, he's right there. I'm sure he's going to look through the cage.
All right, so Morgan, you're next to the cage. You see 2 men in there that are bound. That are kind of huddled together, freezing. As you look down, they look similar to your Roman friend here, but you see 2 men in there.
Is there a lock?
That'll be my turn in case he wants to do anything else. I didn't mean to take over your turn there.
Oh, that's fine. I'm going to. Is there a lock in the cage, or is it just tied?
It's like a tied strap.
All right, I'll plant my spear in the ground, pull my dagger, and just cut it.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go in and say, Romans. I say to them, I pull their, Romans?
One of us, yeah, yes. They look beat to hell.
I'm going to pull your binds. You are safe now. We are clearing the camp. Your comrade is here.
Who is with you?
I'm sorry, I forgot your character's name, Danny.
Alis.
Say it again?
Alis.
Alis.
Yeah, Alis.
All right. I say his name to them. Your tongue is strange. Yes, him.
Alis. And as they both stand, both missing their armor, looking about, and they're like,
"Are there more here than the 4?"
There were 5. There was a dead body that I accidentally deleted.
Go stand by the fire. We will get you blankets for now.
They both run up. They get next to the blankets. They're like freezing. They're trying to warm themselves. They both look down, and it looks like these men had taken their shields and were using them as like bowls or something. So they have their shields, but they look about and their weapons are missing. But they have shields, and they're basically picking up some like clothing, some like animal skins and stuff they're trying to put on because their armor is missing.
I yell out, "There may be one more running around. I have 2 of your comrades here. They need food and rest."
Tellus Force runs up and greets the Romans. "Good, there are more of you. Alis, come. You can be reunited with your friends.
I'm gonna ride up and, with a big grin on my face, say, Nonus, you were out of uniform, and throws breastplate to him.
Nonus goes, oh, thank you. With him is also Lucius, who is also traveling with you.
Lucius, I feared you dead.
All right, with that, we will show Nonus is the image we have here. And we also have Lucius.
I'm Lucius. I feared you dead.
Yeah, Lucius is younger, and Nonus is older. Probably the leader of the group was Nonus. It would probably be Nonus than you, as the ranking fell. And he looks and goes, "Where are we?" This is Nonus speaking to Aelus.
Hell, friend, hell. Any place that is not Rome is hell, and boy, are we in a special version of it.
With that, he's talking to you as he's strapping his armor back on. Lucius looks not just beat, but almost sickly.
Lucius, where are you?
I'm so cold. And your friend Telesphorus reaches over and he goes, "Oh, hot to the touch. He has fever. He is quite sick. He is ill."
Honest, tell me of these beasts.
They overtook us. We fought some, killed some, but there were many. We were weak, and there was another they had captured, not one of ours. We watched as they ate him.
Ate him alive?
No. He looks over and goes, "Look in there. They did some type of ritual, sacrificed, and then they ate him, and they gained strength and howled at the moon, like beast." He's pointing towards the tent, like something evil happened in that tent.
Lucius, have you been harmed?
He's like, no, I was just sick, cold.
Okay, I'm gonna take any blankets I have on the horse and
there's a horse blanket.
give him more.
All right. So Lucius is basically putting on some of the garb that you have from these dead bodies, some clothing, and the blanket. And he's kind of like, he has his shield, and he's picked up, they both are basically carrying hand axes now. But they have hand axes, they have their shields. Nonus has his armor. Lucius does not. He just has shield and axe. But he's bent over, he's cold, he's as close to that fire as he possibly can be, but he's still freezing. He does seem ill. Telesphorus reaches and goes, "Morrigan, come.
I'll follow him.
Yes. I sense something strange in that tent. Something dark." He's pointing towards this one.
Grab up my spear and start heading that way.
You grab your spear and you go in there. There is a tiny light flickering from this tent. As you go in, one thing you notice that these tents, they've been here a while, and whatever these are, it doesn't seem like they made this. This is something they either found or took over. But inside this, as you pull into this tent, there's a small flickering campfire, and then behind that is a stone altar. It kind of, there's like a blackish and green mold growing off of it. It kind of arcs up. It's hollow in the middle, but there's almost like this green, when I say hollow, it looks like it should be hollow, but there's this green mass in the middle of it, and you're not quite sure what it is made of. I do have a handout for this.
How tall is it?
It would be about 9 feet tall.
Wow.
Do not go near that. Is this what you stepped through to get here?
I don't know. That's
right. You're not
like
in with me. Never mind.
And Tellus
Tellus.
Force is kind of looking over your shoulders. I don't know what that is. It looks odd.
I don't know what that is. It looks like a gate, a portal. Walking around it, what's behind it? Like, what can I see?
As you walk around it, it seems like these wild men were like, it's a bloody scene. You see they were sacrificing things to it, and there's signs of worship. They also have scattered some coins. You see a couple of gems. You see they've basically been collecting anything of value and like sitting it at this, but you're unsure what it is. Give me roll a d6.
Oh, okay.
You might recognize. Very good. You want to roll low on this? You do. You do recognize this. It is an altar to a very old and chaotic god, Yog.
Ugh.
You know Yog as almost like a formless spawn of some sort. It's evil. And you have heard of cannibalistic features about those who worship Yog.
The gems and everything that are in front, do they look like, is there one that's like huge, or are they just...
There's a small one and there's a larger one. There's an agate and there's a golden pearl. There's also some gold coins stacked around it. You also see what looks to be some type of jewelry. A band.
I'll approach near it, but I'll use my spear to try and like knock the jewelry back away from the altar.
Yeah, you kind of scoop stuff away from it. But you just see gold coins. Like I said, there's 2 gems, and there's some type of possible jewelry or something. It looks odd.
I'll try and lift it with my spear, like I said, and move it away from the altar.
Yeah, you get it away from the altar. At this point, Ayla's curiosity, you've kind of stepped into the tent.
We're like, oh, looks like a portal to Britannia.
This is
Never read Dante's Inferno.
Tell us what it is. No, it's not a portal. It is an altar of worship. Morgan believes it is some god. One I am not familiar with. Actually, let me see. He might be. Let me see. Oh, no, he's very familiar. Oh, no. You know, it's taking shape now that I look at it. Yes, Yog. Dark god.
I'd wager the treasury of Rome that this god is not one of good intentions.
Yog? No. This place should be burned down to the ground.
I'm inclined to agree. What of the other tents?
We don't know yet. The fane, does it look any... is it funky? What does it look like? The jewelry.
You look over the jewelry, it looks like it's fine. Like I said, you have a small agate, a large golden pearl, and some gold pieces that have been collected.
And an armband, you said? Like an armband goes on?
Yeah, it's some type of bracelet or armband or something. As you pick it up and look at it, who has this thing? I guess let me ask that. Right now it's sitting on the ground.
I mean, I just have it in front of me. The pearl, the agate.
Okay, they're on the ground. Okay, so
yeah.
You take your spear and look at the armband. It feels like it's probably an armband or a bracer, but it's very interesting. It's like a coiled snake, and with like green gems in its eyes, possibly emeralds. It looks valuable, but it does look very intricate in design.
Does this seem like a bracer or something that a worshiper of Yog would
Interestingly
wear?
enough, give me roll a d6.
Sure. Let me ask you this: am I familiar with Yog at all, or I may be presuming?
I would say you are. You roll well. You know this is one of the gods that the Eskimos like to worship. Interestingly enough, this thing is not. It's a snake, and the only thing that you know about a snake is there's another god called the Yig. You have Yog and Yig. Yog being the spawnless, chaotic thing, but there is another god called Yig, and this is a snake, and maybe it has something to do with that.
I will pick up the bracer.
Okay. I will look at it. You're just holding it right now.
Yeah, I didn't put it on. I will hold on to this for further studies later, and I'll just put it in my pouch.
Okay.
The other items you may take if you wish, but I'm going to burn this evil place to the ground. This is unnatural.
There is gold coins and a couple of gems available.
I'll pick up the gems. I'll hold on to this in case we need supplies. The coinage I do not wish.
I'll take
actually,
or
I'm going to pick up the coins.
Of course. Yeah.
Are they from here, or are these different coins that I've never?
You don't recognize them. Alis, you recognize them. They have the head of Caesar.
Who is
These
this?
are denarii.
Yes.
These are Roman denarii.
Yes, they are.
Great Caesar.
These are your coins, then.
They were stolen from your friends. So you have 43 gold pieces.
Is there any sign of your other friend?
There were 6. Now you have found half your party.
Now, let's look at the other 2 tents just to for shits and giggles.
You look through the other 2 tents, and what you find there is a collection of bones in the south tent. It's almost like maybe they were crafting with human remains.
Oh, like bone craft?
Yeah, it looks really dark and really bad. It's a grisly scene. The other tent, you walk in there, and it is just a collection of rags, blankets, pelts, trappers, and it feels like this. Like it's almost got like a snow, like it's been blown in here, like it's been completely unused. So probably the previous people here used this.
Gotcha.
That these people don't seem to have. These people, as you look at them, they almost seem like they were enchanted or cursed or is it ensorcelled? Encircled? What is that word?
Ensorcelled.
Ensorcelled. Yeah. They were ensorcelled in some way. But yeah, they don't seem natural.
They've been bamboozled.
They were bamboozled. They had some bad juju.
Looking at their corpses, am I familiar with the undead? I mean, have I?
They are not undead. They just seemed.
Does Morgan have any idea? Would he have asked any idea or tell us for us what these bare-chested, hairy things are?
They were Eskimo at one point. Tell us for us. He goes, perhaps their worship of this Yog just drove them to this.
I know there is near where I trade up north to the east, there is a village of Eskimos that I do not trade with. They are strange, and I think these are from where they come from. Do they have any tribal symbols or
the symbol that you see is overlapping circles that have been branded on them or something, but they're overlapping circles. Not too much different than some of the things that you see on the altar. It's possible that it's a symbol of Yog. It's kind of a formless, changing sigil.
How did this? I'm trying to figure out how this altar got here.
The altar looks like it's been here. It looks old.
They built a tent around it, maybe? The trappers that were here before? Well, my friend, none of this place is clean or to rest for the evening for your friends.
That being said, I will say this. You're slightly hurt, but
Well, that's
Aylis
right.
is very hurt.
Yeah.
Is there any of the tents like free of human remains or anything?
This tent.
Then
This
I
is
say
the
that
tent
one
with
we
the
didn't
trapping.
want.
This is the tent with the trappings and stuff in it.
Let us
This
move
looks to be
there.
where they were. This looks to be where they were sleeping mainly. Here and here.
Okay.
This is the human remains, and this is the trappings. This is
And
probably
were
the
they-
best place to camp.
And where they were sleeping is a sty also.
Yes,
Not clean.
I wouldn't go in there.
So let's make camp at the and treat our wounds in this tent.
Tellus Forrest goes up to and looks over both of your injuries and sees that Aylis, you seem to be a little worse for wear. He is going to ask Apollo to bless you, and he's going to try to heal you. So you're healed for 4. That actually closes your wounds. You feel the warmth of Apollo come over you, and it completely is like seals up that wound completely as if it was never even there. It's a miracle.
Jupiter's testicles, man! What was that?
And with that, he kind of stops. He kind of says, I am weak. I have used up all the powers and blessings that Apollo has given me for this day.
Well, little grandfather, we can't have you passing out. You take this cot, or whatever this is that we're laying on.
Let me get Nonus, Lucius, or Lucius if you're from southern Rome.
Yeah.
I'm here. I'm just
You're
I step away for a second.
While you're still trying to, Lucius is kind of huddled over next to the fire. Nonus is reacquainted with Marcus, and kind of getting all of his gear and things ready and going. He is the military man. He's like, I'm going to go through. Let's see what we have. What's the supplies? As all of that is happening, it is Morgan who hears something else coming in the wind. You hear something marching, a cracking of ice. You're uphill. As you look downhill, you see dark figures cresting over where you once stood. Here, here, and here.
Well, that isn't kosher.
What would you like to do?
Sorry, I just step away from 1 second.
You're fine. Aylis, what would you like to do as Morgan kind of points in that general direction?
I'll tell my comrade, Nonus. Like, ready for round 2, friend.
What do you see? As he looks over and he sees the dark figures moving about again, he goes, we have a defensible position on this hill. And he looks over and goes, men, grab your shields, come with me.
Agreed.
With that, Nonus and Lucius come over here. Aylis, are you following?
Oh, absolutely.
Alright.
I'm away from my computer, but I'll set up in a defensible position to oversee what they're doing.
Okay, I'm going to put you behind this tree.
That's cool.
Tellus Forrest is going to do the same on the other side of this tree. What you see the Romans do is Nonus, each of you takes a stance, pulls your shield together, interlock the 3 shields together to complete a phalanx, defensible position on this hill. As the 3 of you, gladius and hand axes in hand, the 3 of you lock your shields together, and Nonus looks down and he sees this shambling walk of something he has not seen before. He goes, what is this? What madness is this? and as the moon, the clouds kind of cover a little bit, just so a little bit of moonlight for the sort of the light of Serene kind of cascades down, and you see these black dark figures moving. And this is something that you saw earlier. These are those walking skeleton.
From Earth.
Well, these aren't from Earth. This is what you saw earlier on the mountain.
Well, on Earth, right? In
From
the
the mountain.
mists. Oh, okay. Yeah. I encountered these. These are extremely tough. Bludgeoning weapons if you have them. If not, we'll make do.
Alright, so let's pick up the action here. You see 8 of these individuals slowly moving across the frozen water, about to climb the hill. Now, you do have a defensible position. You are on the hill. You know how to defend this hill. The Romans do. They've interlocked their shields. They've created a phalanx. They have their weapons ready. We have Lucius, Nonus, and Aelus are in the phalanx. We have Telesphorus, and we have Morgan taking a defensible position behind, around the tree with their bows. And you have these things that's starting to march up. Now, Nonus is barking, hold your ground! And he looks, he goes, Aelus, what are these? What are these?
Some sort of skeletons. I didn't believe it at first either, but they are formidable foes.
How do you kill that which is not alive?
We're Romans. We kill everything.
And with that, Morgan, what do you want to do?
Who, me?
Yeah, that's Morgan.
Oh,
That's
sorry, I
you.
didn't hear you. I am notching an arrow at the moment, waiting for them to get closer.
Get in range. Okay.
Yeah.
Telesphorus is going to do the same. You can see he is tired, and he's kind of almost like leaning against the tree with his bow. He is quite worn from this. Alright, so with that, we are going to enter combat. Let me switch the music back over.
Dun, 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 dun.
Alright, so before we make announcements, I will allow the 2 archers to make their shots, and then we'll make announcements.
All right. I don't even know if they're within range. Let me check.
They are.
Okay.
So you gotta be within 60. You're good.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the first one I'm going to fire at with my short bow.
I'll go ahead and roll for Telesphorus as well. Give me 1 second. Let me change.
Sure.
Okay. Alright, so first shot you take, it is going to hit. It's 5 damage. It is rounded down because you were shooting a piercing weapon. So
Gotcha.
we'll say I'll do this. It's 5, 2.5. We'll call it 3. Alright,
Gotcha.
so that's 3 damage to this one.
And then I'll reload another one.
Okay. And Telesphorus will do the same. He's going to take his shot.
Oh, man.
My man! Another 2. Alright, now let's make some announcements. We'll start with Aelus.
Is there any way I can do a ranged or?
You're interlocked
Shield?
right now, unless you want to
Yeah.
throw something, which is not...
No. No, I'm waiting.
So what you would do is you would set to receive charge, and just kind of hold the
Yeah.
position. They want to hold the line, okay? That's what they're going to do as well. What is our friend Morgan going to do? You're missiling again?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, with that, let's have Danny roll a d6. 1. You also rolled a 1. So, it's going to go by dex. I know these guys beat the dex of half the party, so it's going to go Morgan, Skeletons, everybody else. So, Morgan, you get to go first.
Alright, firing again.
1
Nice.
damage.
Same one.
Arrows just hitting it. It's still walking. It's still walking up the hill. Also, just so you know, people on top of the hill get a +1 to attack and +1 to your AC.
Gotcha.
Okay. All right. Now they're gonna march. What is their march?
Did these just all of a sudden just start coming out of nowhere?
You don't know where they came from.
Why would they attack now? Interesting.
I need to make a rolls real quick. That's amazing. Okay. This is absolutely amazing. Okay. They all passed their test of dexterity to cross the water right there. This is some agile undead. Alright. Alright, so they're moving. They're marching up the hill. That's what they're doing for their turn. Yeah, that's it. So they're marching. They all. Here's the thing. They have clubs, and some of them have shovels and picks, like digging equipment. All right. Here's the thing. With this, the Romans, since they're marching up the hill, Nonus goes march, and with that, he moves the phalanx as a commanding move up to here. So y'all are kind of like at this diagonal, like holding this.
Yeah.
And so, as he does, you know what? He's gonna move it to here. So all three of you can go ahead and attack this guy. So y'all are kind of like moving up, and all start stabbing in this direction.
Okay.
All right. So everyone gets an attack. I'm gonna do the 2 attacks for the Romans. They both miss. Ayla's can attack. Your attack lands true. That's 7 damage. You're no longer blessed though. That's worn off. So it's just 7 damage. So we'll call it 4 to him. Okay. And with that, you hear not after you make your attack, he goes, and shift! And with that, you guys shift the line like this. So you're still holding it to not get flanked. So he's like, you run up attack and then you shift the line back to hold the phalanx together. Alright, with that, more announcements. So now, and then we'll roll. So, tell us for us. He's going to go missile. What's Morgan going to do?
Same thing. Firing at the same guy.
Melee for the Romans.
Yeah.
Okay, Danny, roll a d6.
Oh, I did last time.
Okay, sorry. Jeff, roll d6. I got a 4. Oh,
Yes.
man, here... No, that's bad. You want to go high on that.
Oh,
You want to beat me? I know.
Push.
Alright, they're all going to try to push towards the line because they don't see they're not seeing this. Alright, so we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 attacks. We're going to have 2 right here. Here's how it's going to work. You're going to get a +2 to your AC for being in the phalanx. So basically you're getting double AC for your shield. Okay, so Danny, what does that give your AC right now? What's Ayla's AC? So it'd just be basically plus, so let's see.
I think I'm in the negatives at this point, am I?
No, because you don't have the protection on you anymore.
I have 3 AC.
Alright, so it'll be 1. So your AC's gonna be 1.
1.
Okay.
Yeah.
His AC's not very good. He's not wearing armor. Lucius will be the weak point here. One of those lands. Okay. Lucius takes a beating here. This one is just basic. These back guys are just like basically pushing. And actually no. This one has a longer weapon. He can attack. So we'll get 2 attacks on Nonus here. First one might hit. Let me see. His AC is... Actually, it's going to be the same as yours, which is 1. Yeah, it's not going to work. He's not going to hit. He's going to hold it. And then we get the 2 attacks on Danny, on Alis. They're not going to... They cannot beat through the phalanx. So they all are holding the line. Lucius is hurt. Now make your attack back. So at this point, Alis, you're the master of the Gladius. You can attack twice.
All right.
You get an AC of 6 and AC of 5. You get a +1 for the high ground, so that's a 5 and a 4. Both of those will hit. You do 6. Okay, so you're going to drop the first one that had taken a lot of the damage. So he's toast. He's the one that had taken 1,000,000 arrows. So you drop him, you turn, and you hit the next guy for 10. Halved is 5. So this one here will take 5. Okay. Nanas is going to make his attack with his axe.
And that does give me my
Wait,
strength
hang on
bonus,
a second,
right?
Hang on a second.
My strength is stupid.
Yeah. It does. It takes it in effect. Yeah, you're doing that with a short sword. That's a lot of damage on a short sword.
Yeah.
He's going to hit too. So that's a D6. I'll do this really quick. So that's going to be 2. And then Lucius is going to make his attack. He's going to hit. Man, look at this. Roman's showing out.
3.
Yeah. Okay. Morgan, you're up.
You hear me yell what I'm going to do. Alias, retreat here. And I fire an arrow and have it land here. Or try to land it there.
You can. That's
Retreat
easy.
there! And that's
Okay.
my action.
Alright, so you're trying to give him direction. Okay. Tellus Forrest is going to go get Marcus. He's going to mount Marcus. That'll be move, action, and then Marcus is going to tear up this way. Okay. Yeah, so he's mounted Marcus. He's flanking with Marcus. All right, with that, let's make some. So I guess the Romans are all melee. Do you want to fall back to what he's saying, or Alis?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so defensive. All right, so you make the call. Nanas agrees. He goes, and he's like, basically y'all are gonna shift back and attack. It's like a fighting withdrawal to kind of hold the line because there's a lot of them pushing up against you. Something you guys have done 1,000,000 times together. So that's your announcement. Morgan, what are you gonna do? Are you doing missile again?
I'm waiting for them to get into where I need them to be, and I'm getting to cast affect normal fire, influence normal fires.
I gotcha.
What I'm trying to do is basically I'm going to enlarge this fire right here to try and.
I gotcha. I see the vision.
Some of them.
I see the vision. Okay. All right. So with that, let's make the initiative
I'm
roll.
delaying it.
Yeah. So whoever's rolling the d6, go for it. I don't know who's up.
Danny.
Oh.
I'm only going on a 2. You got it. All right. So Romans march back.
All right. You'll have to move us.
Isn't though if you move back, they get free attacks?
It's half speed. Let me see. What's that on again?
There's a fighting withdrawal.
$269.
Okay.
You can move it, half move it, and still fight and defend.
Okay.
Or you can backpedal at full movement and defend.
All right.
That's probably what we'll do then.
just fight and defend? Or not fight,
No,
just defend?
you can backpedal. You can backpedal at full speed and still and just defend.
Okay. And that doesn't... So this is where you need them to be? Or here? Okay, yeah.
I need, right where they're standing, that's basically where I need them to be.
Alright, so that's what you guys do. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
only if you run away.
So basically you guys are holding your shields together and just backing off, and they are going to follow in, so this will work. So you're holding your action because you're wanting that spell to go off once the skeletons get where you want them to be, correct? They're going to get their attacks, and then you can do your thing. So I've got 2 going on Lucius here.
He's dead.
That's not good.
He's dead.
Hang on.
Oh, Lucius.
Hang on.
What?
But one of those was a 20. I've got to roll a d6 to see how bad of a crit that is. It's not bad. He only took 4. He's still up. He's like, and he's like down on one knee, holding the shield. Nanas is trying to hold him up. Hold the line, and he's like bleeding down, but he holds the line somehow. I rolled horrific damage as the skeletons are just pounding this guy to the ground. You're gonna have 2 here go up against Nanas. They're making their attacks. 1 is going to 17. Hang on. His AC is... It's going to miss. Because his AC is slightly better because of what he is. So that's going to miss. And then there's going to be 3 attacks on Aelus. And you will defend all 3 of those attacks.
He's like on
them. Yeah.
Alright, now...
Okay, everybody. Yeah.
Spell.
I'm casting the Influence Normal Fires on this one. I put it in the chat for what it does.
Okay.
Basically, it doubles the fire in size, and anybody caught within that range is 1d4 fire damage. But the creatures are allowed an avoidance save to try and escape it.
All right. Tell me that one more time.
So when I cast it, it doubles it. Let's see. The wave of the hand of fire may be doubled or shrunk in size. The fire's consumption is not influenced, but heat output.
So I think I think it'll affect these 2.
Right. Normal fire will cause 1d4 damage. But they get an avoidance save to escape the damage.
Alright, here's their avoidance save. They both fail, so they take the damage. Roll your damage. D4. Snake eyes!
Really? That's it? I'm unimpressed.
They are singed as you pull the flame into them. You see the flames come across them. It did do damage, though.
I'll take it.
Alright. Tellus Forrest is going to be riding behind, and he's going to take a shot at this one. That's a 3. Actually, yeah, this one in the back. He's just gonna he's trying to get a shot off. And he's gonna continue to ride. He and Marcus are just kind of running by and just taking shots in the back. Alright, now we do announcements again. The Romans are all gonna melee. What's Morgan gonna do?
I'm grabbing my spear.
Hey, I'm going to cast.
Oh, you're gonna cast. Okay. Alright.
I'm gonna jump down out of the tree with my spear and attack the one right here.
Okay. Got it. And then he's going to continue to shoot. Alright, give me a d6. Skeleton's going on a 4.
You.
Here comes the skeletons. I got 3 attacks on... Alright, so here's the thing. You are casting. So if you're going to have a concentration if one of these guys hits you.
Okay.
They are not. They are not. Alright, I've got 2 on Nonus, whose AC is insanity. Oh, hang on, we got a problem.
Oh. You've rolled so many ones tonight, dude.
I know. This one falls. This one goes to attack. He pushes his shield and knocks him backwards. And then we're gonna have 2 on Lucius. This is the problem.
Yes.
13. One of those is a 1, so that's good. Also gonna fall backwards. This one, hang on, 12. He's got. Oh no, he's got the phalanx bonus. He's gonna hold. He blocks that attack off. That's amazing. All right. With that, we go to melee goes first. So Lucius is going to attack. God, he's gonna hit.
There we go.
He's gonna hit. He dropped him. He dropped him.
Nice.
There's a dead one. All right. That's gonna hit too. Oh, it's still 1 damage. Okay, and then shaved him. Yeah, Morgan's gonna come back here and take another shot. It's gonna miss.
You mean
I'm sorry. Tellus Force takes a shot and misses. All right. Melee still is going. Morgan, you're up.
Alright. I'm attacking this one, trying to drop out of the tree. I'm going to come down two-handed.
Okay, 2-handed attack. It's also a reverse shot. Rear attack, so you get a +2. You're gonna need it. You do hit him for 4. That's going to kill him.
Spike right through his head.
Yep. Okay. Now we get to magic.
Alright, I'm gonna they're just gonna take 2 damage from my
It's a 120 degree arc.
yeah. But it's only a range of 5 feet, so I can only hit the 2 in front of me.
Okay. That's fine. Alright.
So they both take 2.
They both take 2. Okay. Still with the Gladius in hand, you push your fist out. Still Gladius in hand, the frost kind of comes out of your fist, and this you see like that ice kind of start like making their bones brittle as it's kind of coating them with ice. You look out of the corner of your eye, and Nanas looks and goes, "What is that, man?" Like he's shocked at what you just did.
The duration of the influence normal fires is 1 round per level, so it's this round. Does that other one still take damage again?
Nah, it's just that 1 round.
Okay. Well, it was a good idea.
It was a good idea. Yeah. All right. With that, everybody has gone. So new round, announcements. You're here now. So Morgan is melee again.
Yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get behind. Damn it, I keep forgetting your character's name, Danny.
Oh, here's something you could do.
Aelus.
Spear has range.
Who?
What's the range on the spear?
Yeah, if I throw it.
No, but what I'm saying is, could you be here
I'm
and
gonna-
hit this guy?
I'm going to stand behind him.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking. It's
Yeah,
kind
I'm
of
gonna
it's a
stand
classic
behind the
move.
shield guy
You can
and
get
attack
behind the
these guys.
phalanx and just stick your poke at them. I like that idea. All right, so that's going to be your announcement. You're going to do that, and then all the Romans going melee.
Yeah.
All right, Tellus Force is making his announcement too. All right, let's get a D6 in here.
I think that's
1.
you this time.
Yeah, I only got a 1, so y'all are going to beat that.
It's Danny's roll this time.
Go, Danny.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
There you go. Okay. Let's go some melee. Let's go Romans.
Alright, I'm gonna swing at this guy. I got 2
Okay.
swings.
You don't. You did a magic last round.
Oh, it's every... Okay, I got you.
Yeah. It's like a combo.
I have no idea how that works.
It's okay.
Driver, it's not okay. Alright?
Take your swing. That's gonna miss. Actually,
Oh.
hang on, wait. You hit an AC of 10, but you have a high ground, which means you hit an AC of 9. And I think that's what these guys have. No, just kidding. You don't hit it. You miss.
All right.
Okay. Here comes Nanas with his attack. Oh, no. He drops his weapon.
Bad miss.
He drops his weapon. He reaches out of the phalanx to hit this guy. He loses his weapon and pulls back. He's weaponless now. Lucius is going to... He's going to hold.
Hold the line.
He's got to hold the line. Yeah, he can't do anything. He's going to hold the line. Alright, Morgan, you're up.
Who dropped their weapon?
The middle guy.
I can't see him. Where is he?
Nanas.
He's
Lucius
not there.
will hand Nanas his axe.
Okay.
He's so hurt. He's so
I am
hurt.
going to move adjacent to Alias and then attack with the spear over.
Hit this guy. Go for it. Make your
Yeah.
attack. I love it.
Yep.
That's gonna hit. You'll drop him.
Yay! The druid is doing more killing than the fight is, damn it.
Alright, with that, we're gonna have Tellus Force is gonna run up to here. And with 4 of them left, he's gonna, as he runs forward, he raises up his staff. And he goes, "By the light of Apollo, flee!" And he's gonna attempt to turn undead.
Nice.
But I have to remember how to do that again.
Yeah, I know. We had trouble with that the other night.
Hang on, I got it here. Alright. The turn undead matrix. Okay, I have a 7 and 12, I think I got here. Let's see. No!
You've got to be kidding me. Wait a minute, does the bless still help?
He's not blessed. He just runs up there. It's like, "By the light of Apollo, flee!" And they all look at him like, "No!"
They're like, I don't believe so.
What you talking about?
Alright, with that, they're going to march up and do their swinging. These two here making their swings on the... God, hey, listen, man, your AC is ridiculous. We got one here on Nanas. Not going to hit. The one on Lucius. 13. Hang on, his AC is basically 5. Alright, let's go ahead and go to the next round. Let's go. I know what everyone's going to do. So let's go. Everyone's melee, and we're going to just hack them down. But let's go ahead and roll through it. Whoever's rolling the d6 next, go. I think I'll speed through this. I got a 3. This is really just to see if Lucius dies.
No,
Oh, well. So I'm going to have 2 more attacks on Alis here. There's attack 1. There's attack 2. They're both going to miss. I've got 1 on Nanas and 1 on Lucius. Here's the one on Nanas. Nope. And here's the one on Lucius. No, it blocks it. Let's go ahead and do the Romans here. Lucius is going to make his attack. He misses. Nanas is going to do a shield bash. That's going to hit for 1d3 damage. It's going to be a d6 half. So 2, but it's bashing damage. So that's actually 2 real damage. He's going to drop it with a shield bash. Alright, and now Nanas.
Gladius.
Yeah, Gladius, 2 attacks. Gladius 1 misses. Gladius 2 misses. Stabby stab from the druid.
Yay.
Yeah,
The one right in front.
that one's dead. He was already hurt.
Yeah, there we go.
I need to look up something really quick. Hang on a second.
It does, yeah.
I'm trying to see how many times he can turn undead. It matters.
I think it's one time.
An 8! I missed again.
Apollo is not with you.
Alright, roll a d6 for initiative. Let's finish this up. 3. Danny, make your Gladius attack. As the phalanx is holding strong. Can't do it. All right, Nonus is going to make his attack.
That's
might be enough. Oh no, we're chipping at these guys. Lucius is going to come here, shield bash, D6 half, basically. 1. Alright, go Druid. Make your stabby stab. 10 plus 1 is 9, that's not going to be enough. Alright, with this close, he's going to try to hit him with his stick. And he will hit him with his stick. And his stick actually does good damage. His stick actually kills him. Because bludgeoning weapons are the way to go. Alright. Let's go ahead and roll real quick. Go ahead and give me your double attack. Because you've got 2 attacks coming up on the skeleton. Let's just go ahead and roll that. Because I think Ayla's will just... Yeah, you go ahead. I think you're going to kill him off. This combat is over. What did you roll?
Did it roll twice?
I got the first one. Now I'll do the second one. Natural 20. Finally. You beheaded it. Alright.
Oh.
So you drop the 8 skeletons. The phalanx holds strong. At the end of the fight, Lucius just collapses on the ground, like completely passed out, like just blood coming out. Tellus Force jumps to the ground and quickly tries to assess the wounds and bandage him. And he's like, we need to get him inside. He's going to try to bind his wounds as the best he can, but he is very injured. But with that, we can set camp. You guys can kind of take over this camp for now, while you at least rest for the night, and get everyone back healthy. But we did recover a Roman horse and 2 Roman soldiers.
And some sort of cursed.
Yes. Lucius is a fighter, and Nonus is a cataphract.
Nice.
Okay.
So we have a fighter, a cataphract, and then we also learned that Morgan, played by Jeff, is a druid. So we have a druid, a warlock, and we have a bunch of NPCs, a fighter, a cataphract, and a priest. So we'll see if they survive. You know how followers are.
Is Telios an oracle or a cleric?
He's a priest.
Priest. Oh, cool.
Yeah. So yeah, Tellus Force is a priest. He can use a bow because he's a priest of Apollo. And then we also got some treasure, which is always rolled up by the people in Discord. For those of you following, thank you so much. We will return after the holidays and have a 3rd or maybe 4th person joining. We've got some other players rolling up characters, but right now we still have our Roman Warlock. We have our what's the racing? Is it half-picked druid is what we ended up with. Half-picked druid. So, and then we got to see the phalanx in line. I've been wanting to see that forever. We got to get to see the phalanx hold the line. So it's good stuff. All right, so fun night in Hyperborea. Until next time, we'll catch you guys later.